Welcome to the 45th Hayley-Roxanna Crafts quick cross stitch video, where I share information, hints and tips on one area of cross stitch in a short video. In this video I'm focusing on cross stitching on dark fabric. Cross stitching on dark fabric can be trickier than stitching on light coloured fabrics, as the holes can be more difficult to see. So I'm going to share some tips I have found that can make it a little bit easier to stitch on the dark fabrics. The first tip I have is to ensure that you have good light overhead. So this might mean sitting by a window to stitch in the daytime, or having a bright lamp you can sit under when stitching at night or on darker days. Lights with daylight bulbs are commonly used by cross stitchers to help light their work, regardless of the colour of fabric they are stitching on. You could also invest in a neck light, like this. So it's just a light that you pop around your neck, and then you angle the lights at your work, and they come with different light settings, so you can choose which you prefer. I have also seen stitchers use headlamps and magnifying glasses with built-in lights to help light their stitching from above. My second tip is to have something light underneath the fabric whilst you work. So I can show you the difference this makes just by using some white paper. So my background's fairly light, so if I hold the fabric up, it's not too bad to see underneath. But if I slide that white paper under, even that makes a difference as to how clearly you can now see the holes. Paper on your lap whilst you're working probably wouldn't be very good, as it'd probably keep slipping off your lap. However, an alternative would be to drape a white towel or a pillowcase or just some white fabric over your lap whilst you're stitching, as this would have the same effect in making the holes clearer to see. An alternative to having something white under your fabric can be to have a light under your work. So for example, you could use a light board like this that lights up and just hold that under your work. Or you could use a tracing table under your work. Again, the light from underneath makes the holes easier to see. An alternative, and what I like to do, especially when I'm working with a pattern that I've got on my iPad, is actually to have my iPad under my work with the screen on. Or you could do that with any other tablet. Again, it just provides that light from underneath that makes the holes easier to see in the dark fabric. My final tip for stitching on dark fabric is to ensure the fabric is held with a tight tension, as this can make the holes easier to see. I stitch in hand, so I just make sure I am keeping a tight tension on the area I am stitching. So I will hold my fabric like this. So I'm sort of squeezing it between my fingers in order to hold it tight while I was working on a particular area. But this is also a situation where using a hoop or a frame to hold your work can be helpful. So a hoop such as this, or even a nice frame, as this can help to hold your fabric taut whilst you're stitching, making the holes more obvious. Whatever you decide to do to make stitching on dark fabric easier for you, take your time. Working slowly can help prevent mistakes that might lead to frustration. You can also use things like pins to help with counting, or even grid your fabric in a light coloured thread. If you have any questions about stitching on dark fabric, or any tips that have helped you, please pop them in the comments. In the next quick cross stitch video, I will discuss cross stitching left-handed.